Galaxoid is an endless arcade space shooter game. When I was young, I used to play a game called Galaxoid. It is a shoot-'em-up arcade game, and I am also a long-time Star Wars fanboy. So I would like to create my own space shooter game. And as I grew up with many arcade games, the player will have 3 lives at the start of each play, as we have seen in most old school arcade games. When the player's life run out, the game is over. Players can control their ship using arrow keys to move and the spacebar to fire. This program not only interacts with the user's while console and display the current state of an object, the users can also interact with the turtle graphics while keyboard inputs, making a more immersive gameplay experience. With 7 classes implemented, which is 4 more classes than the requirements, Galaxoid becomes exceptionally fun to play. Galaxoid consists of 7 classes. Let's start with the account class, which is responsible for managing users' account. It reads and writes users' information, which contains username, MD5 hash password, and high score of the user in the JSON file. The second class I would like to talk about is game class. This is the main class that integrates all classes together. The main game will be run within this class. It receives username from account class to create player by calling player ship class. After that, it will start the game and call enemy ship and boss ship as hostile ships. Buff class will also be called while the game is running. The player ship class is another one of the most important classes in this game. This class creates a turtle to let a player control. It is called for only one time by game class, and it will call a laser class when a player shoots. Next, let's talk about enemy ship and boss ship classes. These 2 classes are quite similar but different in some aspects. Enemy ship has only a point attribute, but boss ship class has health and point attributes. Similar to the player ship class, these 2 classes will call laser class when shooting, but the laser will be different. In a game class, there can only be 1 boss ship at a time, but enemy ship can be from 0 to many at a time. The laser class, which is called when the ship classes are shooting, is used as a main gameplay mechanic that connects every ship class together with laser collision, and will be called one at a time by a ship. The last class is buff. Buff class will be called by game class one at a time. When buff class is collided with player ship class, it will apply the effect to the player ship class. In main.py, this file contains the function main, which is used for running the main program and integrates account and game class together. Sign up and login methods will be called first, then it will call the game class and start the game. After the game is over, the round summary will come up alongside with the leaderboard. In game.py, this file contains game class which has player, enemy, buff, wave, and screen as attributes. The first group of methods is used for adding arguments to the methods from player ship when using the onKey method. The close window method is used to break out of the game loop. Key place method is used for receiving key presses. Play game method is used to run and manage the game. Next, spawn method is used for spawning enemies into the game. Boss spawn is used to spawn a boss into the game. Buff spawn is used for spawn buff into the game. And the last group of methods is used for display title, story, player's life and score, and the game over. In account.py, this file contains an account class which has a username as the only attribute. There are 5 methods in this class. The first one is signup, which is used for new user registration. The second one is login, which is used to sign in back to an existing account. Next, write score method, that is used for updating a user's high score into accounts.json file. Get rank is used to return a user's current rank according to the accounts.json file. Get top 5 is similar to the previous method, but it prints out the current top 5 player instead. In ship.py, this file consists of 3 classes. Let's start with the player ship class. This class has name, score, life, shoot status, shot count, and hit count as attributes. The first group of methods is for movement, which are move up, move down, move left, and move right. Next, add score is used to add enemy ship's point to player ship. Shoot method will call laser class and shoot out from the player while constantly checking for collisions. The is enemy collide and enemy collide methods are used for checking player and enemy collisions. The enemy ship class has a point attribute. It has a move method which randomly moves the enemy ship around the screen. The other method is shoot, which is very similar to player ship's shoot method. The boss ship class has health and point attributes. The move method is nearly identical to enemy ship. The difference is the range of coordinations. The shoot method is pretty different as the laser shoots out as a very large beam. In item.py, this file contains 2 classes. The first one is laser class, which has no attribute, but is called and used in 3 ship classes mentioned earlier. The methods are used to check for collisions for each type. The is collide is used for checking normal laser collisions. The is boss collide is used to check for laser and boss ship collisions. The is boss laser collide is used for checking the collision of boss ships shooting at the player ship. The last method is clear laser, which is used to remove the laser out of the screen. The next class is buff. Buff has no attribute. It has is buff collide and clear buff methods, which are pretty similar to laser class. The last method is heal, which is used to apply effect to the player ship class. In accounts.json, this JSON file contains users' information, which are name, MD5 hash password, and high score. This video is presented by Jullaphong Jiamwatthanaloet. Hope you enjoyed the video and thank you for watching.